Guys, welcome back. It has been 2 weeks since the last vlog, and I'm gonna just be real. Editing long form content, as rewarding as it is, it doesn't give that instant dopamine and the convenience of like short form social media content. So be patient with me. But we are gonna catch you up on some of our spiritual practices we do in the beginning of the month. Lauren's everyday life over here in our mostly red county outside of Orlando, and my beginning of the month spiritual practices and just spiritual lessons as a whole. You guys are going to be tagging along with me as I do some of my beginning of the month rituals. And so right here I don't even want to tell you guys the name of this ritual that I'm doing, but it's something I do in the beginning of the month to cleanse the house, cleanse the space, and just really honor some ancestral practices and the things that the women before me did to ensure peace, prosperity, abundance, and just protection over our lives. And so in this particular ritual, I'm calling upon my ancestral mothers, grandmothers, and women before me who can offer protection. So this is actually something that I love doing. It's a practice that I found in a book about honoring our women, our goddesses. And it just, I don't know, everything about it just felt so freeing, because as someone that grew up Catholic, rituals were definitely a part of our practice. And then when I became Protestant, it was like, oh, your faith shouldn't be ritual, it should be a relationship. But while they said that, a lot of the things that we did were super ritualistic, but very far removed from the meanings and the depths of spiritual connectedness that came with it. So anywho, that was a long-winded way of saying I missed my rituals that connected my spirit to other spirits and to divine. Speaking of which, I got a story to tell you guys. So there has been a Faith Assembly Christmas ornament outside of my house for the longest time, like outside my apartment building on the floor. Looked at it and had been ignoring it for probably months now. Months is significant because I get that summer seasonal depression, which means I've been seeing the ornament outside since the depression hit. I've been ignoring it. I go to do Lauren's laundry the other day and I find this in there. Both of them say Faith Assembly, which is the name of the mega church I used to attend, and one of their satellite campuses is literally right next door. Because I ignored the word faith, which is what I've needed because it was attached to assembly. And it's like the divine chased me down and put it in Lauren's pocket and was like, you gonna learn that you can still call on faith and it not have to be attached to that building or any building. I needed that reminder so bad, and it was just a beautiful reminder that God, the universe, source, the divine loves me so much that it will chase me down and literally, so that it's undeniable, you need faith. But it was just interesting that I ignored it because it was attached to church and my church, so very symbolic. Speaking of symbolic, this man hopped in front of me, like pretending like he didn't see that I was waiting in line for the self-checkout, and it immediately happened to him. God, I love universal laws of karma. All right, so on the home front, the sister wives are preparing to depart as Luna is about to go on her own very first sleepover. Jazzy doesn't care at all. Luna's trip out of the house. Luna's trip out of the house. Jazzy's got an open crib. Bum, 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 bum.
Thank you. And 1, 2. And 1, 2.
The Saturday night seafood boil is super significant because, one, I love seafood and I haven't really been able to eat it after learning that my youngest son was allergic, so couldn't have it in the house for the longest time. Number two, Lauren and I, our first official date or unofficial date was when she took me out to seafood crab boil after I lured her to escort me to this event. I wanted to go to this outdoor like potluck spiritual gathering, and I didn't know anyone, so I invited her to go with me, and we got there and it was weird, and so we did that instead. So this cute or whatever. Baby girl. What's your name? Not to your name. Have you a drink?
Oh, they're all mango. Getting you mango. Maybe she wants to. No, they're all mango.
Oh, thank you, baby.
It was so weird walking into that 7-Eleven right there because it was all crunchy bumpy folks. And then this big ass truck taking up 2 parking spots. Like, bro, other people gotta park and kill me.
It's weird for you just thinking of that.
These country bumpkin folks were just just sitting outside smoking cigs, and then like one person was backing up, and then you can see him pulling into that parking spot, and the dude just has his door open, like, what? And then so I was like, but they're bigger spots, so I accommodate, and I'm closer on the other side, and he just stares at me as I'm walking in, like, we both know what she was doing right now. Like, you couldn't even say sorry or like my bad, like, taking up the whole, like, they always take up the whole parking spot, or you would have to park on the other side and walk like a minute to get inside. So I was like, what? I've never had a mussel. You eat mussels?
I will. Because of the seafood restaurant I worked at. And not like my first choice, but like I like seafood, like the feeling. I can get used to the rubber of any seafood. For the most part. Here we go. This is what I want. Because I can put a lid on this and then create. I'm making up signs right now. Create a suction cup vortex.
I know what you're saying.
She's like, these are all real words, babe.
They're very real. Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Oh.
Sorry. Thought you went dirty. I was like, oh. Crazy dance.
I'm back.
This girl's wild.
I'm having this. It's Saturday. It is Saturday? It's Saturday. I'm having my favorite food at home, which I haven't eaten in years. Sorry.
She's so goofy. She does a happy dance for food. Baby does a happy dance for food.
This is exciting.
That pancake is big as her. No, it's bigger than her head. No, this is. I get the same thing here every time. They used to put whipped cream on here. I don't know what happened. It's crazy. We gotta figure out what to do about this.
It's so cute. Isn't she so cute, y'all? Just destroying her bacon.
Yeah, I live
Look
for
at
bacon.
this. This looks so good. Look at that.
I just need some whipped cream because I'm out of control.
I look so bland compared to you.
Oh my God.
So the rest of Sunday fun day continues at the park where Babe's gonna get her skate on, and I've got my bag of goodies. I got a journal. I got all these things. This park is actually where I used to come practice and do flag football when I played on the employee team for Universal, but it's also where I used to come do a lot of my studying when I was in my undergrad for my ministerial leadership degree. This is a really beautiful park. Y'all can tell where it is if you're local, but if you're not local, I don't need you trying to stalk me and figure out where I like to be at.
At me like if I have something for them, which I don't, and you guys know that. Let me just get close to you and remind you that I know I'm in your territory, but we're not playing this shit today. Okay, Jacob? Keep it moving. You too. I know how you guys are. They'll be over looking for food in no time. Oh, gosh. The wildlife. Oh, yes, I always loved it. It's such a beautiful just reflection. Babe's off on her own. She's off on a mission. Oh. Get it, babe. It is 1,002 million degrees out here.
When I actually set myself up for success, I like to grill my meat. So we're headed to the grill. And when our property manager actually makes sure that our 3 electric grills actually work, it makes for a beautiful Sunday, fun day, wind down experience. And Babe she looks so lonely, but it's actually really peaceful. It just looks so sad the way I zoomed in on her all alone over there. It's actually really relaxing. So yeah, we have 3 grills in the neighborhood, and at any given time for the last year, we have only had a half a grill, at most half a grill. But this one seems to be heating up, so we'll actually
actually get some work done. I've come up here. I used to live in the front, so I could just walk up here and quickly tell if the grill's off. And the grill's in the back. Now that I live in the back on the lake, I can still walk there real quick, but it's still annoying to get down there, have all your food, just to learn the grills don't work. The problem we used to have is that you'd get down here and there'd be a line, but at least, there was some kind of like camaraderie, community. You talk and laugh it up. Oh, we're all here meal prepping. Now it's just like everybody's fighting over which half a grill works. So it was really cool to get up here and see that we have a full functioning one. And since the grill did work, there's literally no point in me bringing all my work up here to do. But I did, because that was a pastime, bringing my MacBook up here. But lately, for the past few months, I have been struggling to get back to work after a lot of trauma in my business. In 2023, I basically shut it down and am now rebuilding it from scratch. And I had a lot of guilt around just not being able to manage that much money, and being embarrassed that I had started making more money than I had ever thought I would make in 1 month, and just kind of, I didn't blow it. I just didn't know how to manage it well. And I want anyone who's ever been in a similar situation to have compassion for yourself and forgive yourself and start over with the wisdom that you now have. But anywho, making big purchases was traumatic for me because of all the stuff I did when I did have a lot of money. So I bought myself a new MacBook just recently, as of today, as I'm editing this. So, because I've spent the last few weeks dealing with the monitor and it not working, and not being able to travel, and it's been extremely stressful. So yeah. All right, as we wrap up this week's episode, the health coach in me wants to give you guys some good tips for when you're out traveling and how to eat healthy on a budget. First of all, healthy is a relative term. What's healthy for you may not be healthy for someone else, but fresh made food is always going to be the healthiest. And when you can see how many calories are actually in the food that you're eating, extremely helpful. Yes, fast food restaurants have this, but a lot of fast food restaurants are deep fried food. So staying away from deep fried foods is always going to be your best bet. I love me some Wawa. No, I didn't get paid for this. All right, so on next week's episode, you guys are going to come with me on my impromptu trip to the beach, perks of living in Florida. Get to jam out with me on the road, have some behind the scenes content of me jamming out to Doja Cat, but mainly what it was like for me the moment I heard of Charlie Kirk's passing, and how it completely interrupted my me time that was supposed to be my fill my cup time, and instead it ended up being my addressing the nation time. Anyways, till next time, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know what you want to see or hear more of. And if you really love us, consider buying us a coffee.